Now, what is motherboard? Anybody can share his or her idea of what is motherboard?
सर नाम सुना है लेकिन कोई
Fine. At least you have heard only name.
Motherboard is your main point, sir.
Motherboard is the main point.
Yes, sir.
Sir, it's creates a path in different component like CPU, RAM, storage,
Okay, fine.
circuit type.
It provides path between different components of motherboard like CPU, RAM, etc. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peripheral device.
Peripheral device also. Good.
It is a circuit board.
It is a circuit board. Who is giving this answer? It is a circuit board. Saima.
Yes, sir.
Good. Good, Saima. Finally, one student has given it is a main point. Second student has given provides. I have shared a screen. No. Sorry. Fine. Second student provides a path between different components. Third point is circuit board. Circuit board.
Yes, sir.
Fine. I have just collected 3-4 points from your opinion, from your ideas. Fine. Motherboard. Motherboard is actually a circuit board, printed circuit board, which provides connectivity between different components which are available on the motherboard or which can be connected from outside, means peripheral devices. Fine.
Yes, sir.
And there are different types of motherboard. You can see different size, type, and uses of motherboard. Is there any motherboard in your phone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, yes. Is there any motherboard with your TV?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Good.
Yes.
Your phone means सिर्फ only keypad phone or a smartphone. Any TV. I'm not talking about CRT. In CRT also there was a motherboard. But now in these days, all television set has a motherboard. Printer has a motherboard. Means every electronic device has a motherboard. Fine. Now,
yes, sir.
But we have to discuss about the computer motherboard. Fine. So just I'm going to open my notes in which you will see some pictures and I will show some things through the Google. Fine. Fine. Now, this is a picture of simple motherboard at which you can see few earlier components, few new components. I have just selected this picture because I'm at this motherboard. First of all, view is very clear, and As per this motherboard, we have just discussed about the back panel of our CPU. हमने just अभी discuss किया.
Yes, sir.
Now, अब इस मदरबोर्ड पे आपको डिफरेंट चीजें दिखाई दे रही हैं. लाइक
Yes, sir.
सबसे पहले बात करते हैं कि हमें दिखाई दे रही है ये पार्ट है.
Yes, sir.
And we have already discussed about these all interfaces or port.
Yes, sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
these ports, these interfaces are actually available at the back panel of CPU. Available होता है?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Yes. Now, now we will discuss about first part, CPU socket. You all know what is CPU?
CPU is the brain of computer.
CPU is the brain of computer.
It coordinate all the function of the computer.
It
Control the
coordinates.
all the function of the computer.
Fine.
It control all the component of the computer.
Fine. Means you can say that CPU is the brain of computer which controls all functions of the computer.
Yes.
All functions. These functions may be related to external device, internal components, our instructions, which we give through the keyboard and mouse or any other input device.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the work of, I'm just giving you a call. सॉरी फ्रेंड्स, वो एक अर्जेंट कॉल था, मैं जनरली मैं कॉल पिक करता नहीं. हेलो.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, CPU सॉकेट, हमें ये डिस्कस करना. सीपीयू के बारे में तो समझ गए ये काम करता है, लेकिन मदरबोर्ड पे जो आपका सीपीयू सॉकेट होता है, इस सीपीयू सॉकेट के ऊपर हमें सीपीयू को फिट करना होता है, सीपीयू को रखना होता है. अब बात करते हैं कि is there any type of this CPU socket, or we can set any CPU at any socket? Like it is just like SIM card. You all have SIM card, SIM card. You all have inserted SIM
Yes,
card
sir.
in your phone. You have removed also. Fine.
Yes,
Now
sir.
SIM cards is also available in different size.
Yes, sir.
Big size, micro, mini, something. I really don't know. Fine. Now we can please Ashish 59. Ashish 59. Anish, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Please mute yourself because somebody is telling something behind you. Okay. Now.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So like SIM card, different types of CPUs are available in these days. But basically, there are two types of CPU socket, basically, as per the structure of CPU socket. This CPU socket can be of two types: PGA, pin grid array, LGA, land grid array. Okay, PGA, pin grid array, LGA, land grid array. Now, I'm just going to show you what is PGA socket. It will be very clear with the picture. And I will get that picture from the Google. Fine. PGA CPU socket. Images. Now see. It is good. You all can see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this is a PGA socket. And at this socket, you all can see multiple holes are present.
Yes, sir.
बहुत सारे holes मौजूद हैं इधर.
Yes, sir.
It means it is very clear that with this socket, we have to connect those processes which may have pins.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yes, it is correct. We can connect all those processes which have pins. And really, in earlier days, processors were available with pins, multiple pins. Now, I'm just going to show you the PGA processor. Now you can see. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, this type of processor, this is just a dummy processor. This type of processors can be attached to the PGA socket of motherboard.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So this is the first step. Now, second type. Second type is LGA. Now see, I think I should show it. No, this view is not very clear. So maybe this one. Yes, fine. Now, at this socket, what you all can see, serial number 5, serial number 5, 7263. Okay. Now, at this socket, you all can see that there is no any hole.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It has just a net. Net, you can just say ki, like holes are like this: 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole, 4 hole, 5 hole, 6 hole. I'm just going to do netting, and you all can see there is a netting like this. ये इस तरीके से नेटिंग दिखाई दे रही है आपको?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Fine. तो अब होल्स के जगह पे, in place of holes, there is a wired net available at the CPU socket, and with this net, ये जो नेट है, इस नेट के साथ में आप ऐसे प्रोसेसर्स को अटैच कर सकते हैं which has no pins, but in place of pins, dots are available. Dots, only dots. Now, just see the picture. Fine.
Yes, sir.
And now these dots will come with come in contact with that pins, not pins, that net
Yes,
which I
sir.
have just drawn at previous picture. तो अब ये change हो गया, है ना? And whenever we use PGA processors at PGA socket, in that case, it is difficult for us to fit the processor over the socket, because in case there is a mistake, then maybe your pin can bend, your pin can damage. In that case, processor is just a waste. Fine. But
Yes,
now
sir.
it is very simple. You have to keep these, you can keep these processors over the CPU socket very easily.
Yes, sir.
You have to just keep one thing in your mind. You should find the notch. You all can see there is a notch. Here. This one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. You all can see a notch at this corner of the processor, and the same notch will be available at the socket also. Just match these two notches and put the processor over the socket.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Simple. In case of SIM card, we also see the notch.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, now in these days, at all motherboard, only LGA sockets are available. Now these LGA sockets are of different types, like i3 processor socket, i5 processor socket, i7 processor socket. Now, sockets are just changing as per the generation. So, on the basis of processor socket, we also give types of different motherboard. This is the i3 motherboard, ये i5 motherboard है, i7 motherboard है. इस तरीके की बात करते हैं.
Yes, sir.
है ना? अब हम लोग का टाइप जो है वो सब कुछ डिफाइन करता है प्रोसेसर. जैसे हम लोग लैपटॉप भी लेते हैं तो क्या कहते हैं? माय मशीन इज i3 मशीन, i5 मशीन.
Yes,
Nobody
sir.
is saying my machine is HP machine, Lenovo machine, Dell machine, Asus machine, etc., etc.
No, sir. No.
I have i3 machines. I have i5 machines with 4 GB, 8 GB, 2 GB RAM. These two things are now the specification of any computer: RAM and processor. RAM and
Yes,
processor.
sir.
Right? Commonly,
Yes, sir.
Storage.
storage is secondary, just
Yes, sir.
because storage doesn't matter for any person. Because okay, fine, you have 5 GB, sorry, 500 GB. I have 1 TB. He has 2 TB. It's okay. But
Yes, sir.
as a technical person, we should understand each and everything: storage, RAM, type of processor, technology used in processors, motherboards, other components, different types of sockets and ports, graphics. We think about different components, not like a simple user who has no knowledge about computer hardware or IT. He just wants a computer just to do some simple work like net surfing, some document work, like just for official work, basic official work, clerical job. Okay. Now, fine. Now, at this socket, when we will place a processor, just over the processor, shift my dear. Okay, fine. Just over the processor, we place a cover. That cover is used to formally fix the processor over the socket, because there should not be a loose connection. Loose nahi hona chahiye, otherwise it will generate too much heat or it may damage your processor and motherboard. That's why a cover is used. We should properly cover it with a handle. Just I'm going to show you in a picture, because I will show you all these things in a practical also in PC assembling. जब हम different component की assembling करेंगे तो आपको हम दिखाएंगे. ठीक है? फिलहाल के लिए अभी देख लेते हैं कि वो क्या. Sorry. Now see, this is the cover.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
this
sir.
is the handle. We
Yes,
should
sir.
just push this handle to open this cover. We should again push this handle to close the cover. Fine.
Yes.
And now over this cover, this cover, at this position, we implement a thermal paste. Thermal paste. Thermal paste is just solid, solid light liquid, just like a toothpaste. We place this paste over this cover. Why we place a paste over this cover? Because at the cover, we place a heat sink. And what is heat sink? Now you all can see. Okay, fine. This is the good, I think. Fine. This is a heat sink. Actually, it is a aluminum component which absorbs heat from the processor. This heat sink absorbs heat from the processor. To absorb heat from the processor, we place this heat sink just over the processor cover. And for proper contact with heat sink and cover, we use just that thermal paste. And this thermal paste gives proper contact between cover and this heat sink. Now, when processor generate heat, because whenever we start our computer, in that case, processor becomes warm. And heat generated by the processor is absorbed by this heat sink. And you all can see there is a gap.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And where there is a gap, there is the air.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
now,
sir.
this, if heat sink will get heat from the processor, it becomes hot and it will provide that heat to the air present inside these channels. And when air gets heat, it goes up. जब भी हवा गर्म होती है, ये ऊपर उठती है. जब ये ऊपर उठेगी, in that case, this cooling fan, processor cooling fan, CPU cooling fan, heatsink cooling fan, you can take any name, will just exhaust that air. Exhaust कर देगा means बाहर निकाल देगा.
Yes, sir.
And to take place of hot air, because इधर आप blank हो गया, now cool air will come.
Yes, sir.
In this way, this heatsink will
Yes, sir.
this heatsink will become cool, and cooling of this heatsink will keep the cool processor also.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's why processor socket, and over the processor socket processor, over the processor processor cover, and over the processor cover cooling paste, over the cooling paste heatsink, and over the heatsink cooling fan. These things must be in a very proper manner, and they all must be properly fixed and tight. In that case, your computer temperature will be maintained. Because when our computer temperature becomes high, in that case, we face many problems. Problems like shutdown of machine, multiple time rebooting of machine, and it may damage our processor or motherboard. Okay, sometimes we face problem that sometimes we face problem that cooling fan is not working, means fine, it may cause of too much heat. And there is a loose connection between heatsink processor. In that case also, heat will be high.
Yes, sir.
Fine. And after a long time, like after 1 year, 2 years, the cooling paste becomes too much dry, by which heat sink is unable to get heat from the processor. So it may also cause of overheat of processor.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes dust may cause. Dust भी cause हो सकता है.
Yes, sir.
Fine. इसीलिए जब सब कुछ से थक जाते हैं तो हम प्रॉपर डस्टिंग करते हैं, ब्लोअर के हेल्प से या जिसके भी हेल्प से आप करें. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, after processor, is there any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Fine. Now we have fixed the processor at the motherboard. Now we all can understand types of processor socket.
Yes, sir.
Little knowledge about processor socket, and then heat sink, cooling fan. And this is the mounting point. Mounting point is just a hole, because these are the screws, 4 screws.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
These 4 screws must be fixed with the motherboard.
Yes, sir.
To
Yes.
fix this, to screw these screws at the motherboard, there must be a hole.
Yes.
So
sir.
these are just a holes. These are 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yes.
So this is known as mounting point. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now in next class, we will discuss about ATX power, DRAM slot, ID slot or PATA slot, North reach, and many more components.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
so just give me 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay.